like fumes. And it is such an absurd place. And there is also very surprising that every 28 minutes in a place, water comes out of the Mother Earth. Every 28 minutes. Shoots out. Exactly after 28 minutes. It's a very funny place and a lot of sulfur. A lot of sulfur there. Sulfur just bubbling out of. You find suddenly from somewhere is hot water coming out, like just pouring out. Can you imagine such a place? Now, Andes is another side. Andes is a kind that will give tremors, earthquakes. It will give lots of earthquakes, and it has lots of gold also. It is a right-sided, lot of gold and all. And it will be giving lots of earthquakes. When it will come to destruction, it will be used as earthquakes. It will act as earthquakes. America, that all portion is all Andes from top to bottom. And all that will be shattered by. So these two forces will act more at the time of destruction. So one has to be careful about it. Because you see, Bolivia, Peru and all these places, these people went from here. They killed so many of these people. So many of these races were killed completely. Their dead bodies were there. Killing is very bad because when you kill a person, that person cannot take birth and hangs in the air and becomes a booth. So they have overpowered Americans. That's why Americans are like that. See, they killed all the people from New York to the whole of America was all people were aboriginal. So they have possessed them also. And in the same way in the South is happening. So it's all, again, though it is right-sided, but it's supraconscious. All supraconscious area. So they have to be very careful now. They have to take to Sahaja Yoga. And those who will be taking to Sahaja Yoga will be only saved. The rest will be destroyed. Because Andes will act as a supraconscious thing for destruction. And Fujiyama and all that will have, they will have those, volcanoes.
Mother, I'm terribly sorry, but we ran out of tape. Would you just explain again the left side, the right side, and the Himalayas? I'm sorry to do this to you. But
of what?
Just as you described it just a moment ago, that how the Himalayas is this and the two columns.
You see, you think of Himalaya as the central point, Kailash.
Yes.
Right.
Saspa.
Right. There, continental. And this is the plate of the Ekadashi. Right? You know, even this Germate and this Alps and all that is in the same.
It's the same line.
On the right and left side, both have Khasya, Jintia, we have all these on the. So it's all Ekadashi. But on both the sides, we have got Andes, and this side we've got Fujiyama and all this. Out of these two, the left-sided one is the Andes. We treat it as Andes as left-sided actually, because the sun rises from this side. And the right-sided one should be the Japanese, according to Sahaja Yoga style. But in the thing, if you see that it is right, it is left. Now, what has happened that the right-sided people, like Spanish and all that, went down there and killed so many of these people who were all right-sided too. So the whole thing we should call it as right-sided now, the Andes, as right-sided. Because right-sided people will be punished by right-sided defects, and left will be punished by the left-sided defects. So because the right-sided people have gone there and have killed the right-sided people, the right-sided people there have overpowered these people. That's why the speed is there, and the Americans are, you see, like this, all very violent, all this is because of that. Now all these things put together forms this the Andes, you see, is there standing, waiting for its chance. And when the things will be horrible, absolutely, there won't be any atomic bomb blast or anything. These themselves will have earthquakes. Now, earthquake is the quality of Mother Earth, and she will assert through these. And on the right hand side, now we shall take it on the, actually it is actually not on the right hand side, but now it's the left hand side.
Left side, subconscious.
Of these Japanese, what will happen, because they were made into left hand side, because they were given these drugs, opium, this thing, that thing, so they became left side. Now these left-handed people will be finished with volcanoes. There will be volcanoes, there will be typhoons, they will be finished. And while on this side, the people who have been following these all wrong things will be finished with earthquakes. And all these places, like we can say the west coast of America is very dangerous, because there were so many atrocities done by Americans. They cannot get away with it. So themselves they will be finished, because they will become lunatics, mad. And apart from that, the Mother Earth itself will finish them, part of it. Now on the right hand side, I think the volcanoes will be finished this way. At the destruction time they will be used. But just now, as far as now is concerned, we have to see how many people we can bring out. If the number of Sahajogis increases in those areas, then maybe that mother will be pacified.
It is the same that was written in the Bible.
Huh?
The same is written in the Bible. When God want to come and kill the Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham perhaps asked to God, but God, if there is 10 good people, so what will you do? And God said, okay, I will save them. And Abraham said, but if there are 9 people, good people, God said, okay, I will save them. So and if it's just one good people, God said, okay, I will save the town. And now Mava are doing the same.
Now we have thousands.
Yeah.
But in the Bible is written only how many? 1,000.
144,000.
That's all.
Mother, in South America, I hear
We are about reaching that number.
I hear
144,000.
They said of Sagittarius.
Only.
144.000.
It's written.
No, it's the Bible.
Does it mean that the last judgment and the time of destruction will manifest in this form, earthquake and volcanoes?
Of course, that will be there. So many things will happen, and people will be killed and destroyed, and they will be put to the last thing. They will go to hell. People will be sent to the hell. Means, you see, what will happen on this earth only? People will become mad. They'll start eating feces. The narka they will be creating for themselves. Now only the way they are, see, following Rajneesh. What are they doing? It's narka. And that's how they'll be punished. But those who are described now, 144,000 is a very small number.
Ask a question about those people that get killed, Mother, and become Bhoots. Is there never any chance for them? If you're a Bhoot, is that
difficult.
no chance?
Those who are killed might be, but those who are possessed, you see what has happened, that those who are killed are reborn again. And those who have been killing are also reborn. So there's chance for such people. But those who are killed are possessing people who kill them.
That's like the Jews and the
Why
Nazis.
did they kill? They had no business. Thou shalt not kill. I mean, after all, if you do not follow one rule and regulation of your hopeless government, you are punished. What about God? He said, thou shalt not kill. And you have killed. So, you should not be punished.
I was thinking of those that got killed,
Huh?
those that were killed, the victims.
If they are reborn, they will not. But if they are taking a revenge, then how to save?
And they can choose.
Huh?
They can choose.
They can choose. If they want, they should take their birth, get realization. But they are trying to become roots. The idea of revenge should not be there. Now you see, Indians have only this sense, actually. How much Britishers have tortured Indians, you have no idea. I mean, I cannot tell you how much they have done. I can only tell you about my own family, that my father's all houses, everything was taken away. We were living in palaces, we started living in huts. Cars, everything, all ornaments, everything of my mother was taken away. Only we had one big, mother had a big family, gold thing called Vajantimal, a huge big thing. That's the only thing she had hidden, which she pawned, and on that she educated us. To me, they have beaten, they have given me electric shocks, they put me on the ice slabs.
No.
And I was a young girl of 18, 19 years, you see. To so many people they have tortured me. Oh, they have tortured me. To such an extent you have no idea. But, and raping and prostitution, everything they did to me. But Indians don't hate English. They don't hate them.
On the contrary.
They're very kind. If English go there, you see some English barristers went into India and the holiday was given to the High Court. They are so respectful. But when English now, when the Indians, because they misbehaved and they brought so many Indians with them, now they were given British passports and sent as slaves to East Africa to work there. But when East Africa became independent, they had British passports, so they came as Britishers. Now they are treated as immigrants in England. Think of it. Actually, they have only British passport, they have no other passport. And 80% of Indians are like that. 10% are students and 10 may be coming Pakistanis this time. Can you imagine? And see the condition of Indians in England, the way the English feel about them. So, naturally, one would feel very embittered with them, isn't it? But I have never seen any Indian criticizing English people. My husband will say it's Indian who are responsible. They behave in such a manner, they wash their clothes, they hang them outside, this, that. He will always blame the Indians. They don't know how to eat on a table, they use their hands, this, that. Indians. Not embittered at all. They are the only people who have really forgiven. There's no embitterment. And you know, in India, it's a law, unwritten law. I was in the censor board, that no film can be made against the English. Nothing. No film is made about our freedom, independence, or about Gandhi. This is an Englishman who made it.
Yeah, that's true.
And
We are not allowed to do that.
there have been other films on the television.
Huh?
There was a big series, very popular series, showing how awful the British had been to the Indians, which was on in England.
They always try to debase Indians, but fun out there.
So everybody's horrified about it.
Like that, you see.
Everybody's horrified because we don't know. You just read in the books and you don't know till you see it.
What is the name of series?
It's called The Jewel in the Crown.
Huh?
It's called The Jewel in the Crown. It's about the last days of the British Raj. And it's horrible. You can't
I mean, what do they show there?
They show bestiality, they show absolute cruelty, beating some boy with sticks and accusing him of raping a girl that he never did.
Who? English.
English, yes.
They did?
It shows the English in a very bad light. Very bad. And it's
I
won
didn't
all the
see that.
prizes now.
How
Everybody
was it?
watched it.
Good. It's being at least exposed.
Somebody must have talked about it.
When we watched the film of Gandhi in Delhi, when you took us to see that movie, at half-time, everybody walked out, but about 40 of the British Saj yogis were just absolutely like stunned mullets. They couldn't move.
That is nothing. They have shown nothing compared to what people have shown.
This series was much more brutal than that. It's really, you couldn't watch it, it was so horrible.
I heard about it.
Horrible.
And you see, now they were saying there were no arches or bridges. Now, British must have removed everything that was there. They never respected anything. Even now they have no respect for our culture, for our music, for anything. They haven't got brains to understand. In such ego.
Srimataji, you were saying this afternoon that a lot of the culture and history and architecture and so on of India predates so much a lot of the West.
Much. I mean, I told them that these people say that taught us all this thing. But we have not seen, but in India we have something called Ajanta caves, made in the caves. Caves means like palaces, huge. And one stone, huge, for mile, like that. I said, if we have learned from the Greeks, why don't the Greeks have something like that? They don't have anything. The kind of art we have in our country, you don't find it anywhere in the whole world, I think. I mean, this now I said it, of course, Greek thing, this Domo. But it's built from down upward. Isn't it? With pieces.
Yeah, right.
There, it is the cave, you see, from top downward, in 10 centuries.
10 generations. Excuse me, Mala. Do you want me to translate for people that doesn't understand?
Okay,
You want the
please.
translation?
I'm sorry.
Just Greek.
Madre ha spiegato che nella cultura occidentale non abbiamo mai capito la vera anima della cultura orientale e gli inglesi con il loro forte ego hanno sempre detto che i greci, i romani, gli inglesi hanno sempre dato tutto all'India e che l'India non ha mai fatto nulla di suo, mentre Srimataji ha ben spiegato come dei posti così meravigliosi come sono le cave di Ajanta in India sono dei posti così meravigliosi, così fantastici che non hanno niente a che fare con tutta la cultura greca né inglese, per cui sono autenticamente indiani, non vengono da nessun'altra parte. E mentre noi costruiamo le case dalle fondamenta e saliamo verso l'alto, invece le cave di Ajanta cominciano a scavare dall'alto e scendono verso il basso, quindi sono scavate scendendo verso il basso, all'incontrario di quello che noi facciamo.
All the engineering, or everything had to be calculated.
She's explaining that what you explained today, that we start from the roof and then we go down. Not
like you were explaining today to this fellow.
you explained to Patti and Carlo today that we start from the roof and we go down, not from the fundaments we go up. It's just the same. It's a India style. It's very clever.
Una cosa, madre. Volevo sapere, fare questa domanda, visto che si è parlato di massoneria, io volevo sentire cosa pensa madre. Per me la massoneria mi ha liberato.
Scusami, Madre sta parlando delle cave di Ajanta, sta spiegando la Ajanta. No, ma è importante che lei fissi il suo discorso, dopo si mangia la domanda.
Because he has to translate. I will translate.
Yes, Mama, but she would just like ask some question about Masonry, but you was talking about Ajanta, and perhaps it's better if
I said that to finish up.
you finish your talk. So.
No, I'm just saying that the Indians, you see, have got something about them that they're very forgiving. There's no bitterness. Very forgiving. They don't carry bitterness in their mind. And secondly, they are very anonymous. You will never find name written in any painting, anything. You will never find an Indian writing the name or anything. This is all modern. Of course, modern people, they have messed it up. But even now, you go anywhere and ask them who has done it. Say, some must have done it. very anonymous people. And that is only because it's a very spiritual country. The whole tradition is of spirituality. That's why people are very spiritual. They are not so materially equipped because they never paid much attention to material advancement,
And perhaps, Mara, I wrote the Kumarswari. Kumarswari is the greatest Indian critics, and now everybody accepts him as a master in Indian art. It is a very, I read all his book, and he's a very excellent man, I think. Perhaps he is also realized, I don't know.
What's his name?
Kumaraswamy.
Kumarswamy.
Do you know him?
Kumarswamy. I have not read him.
Yes, I think he's a good man. Anyway, he said also that they didn't wrote their name on the well, I understand, just because they see himself just as a instrument of God. There was just a channel of God. There was nothing, just a channel. And in fact, a man who worked in Ellora just write on the wall of Ellora, "Oh God, how I made it." And he wants just meaning that
I am the instrument.
I am just an instrument, God, because I couldn't do it. You have done it, and it's
beautiful.
It's very beautiful, and we couldn't understand it in our culture, Mama. We think that we do. I do, but they said, God, you do. I'm just a channel.
That's the reason. But you see, we had a very bad invasion of the tantrikas with the same kind of thing that you see those people who started practicing meditation, and perhaps they saw Ganesha at Mooladhara, and they thought this is the Kundalini. Those they started taking to sexual things and all that, and did all wrong. And then they found out that they went into the realm of the subconscious, the collective subconscious. Then they got the bhoots in their hands. They got ideas that if you can destroy the purity of a temple, then you can get all the bhoots there. So they tried to destroy all the temples with these horrible tantric things, erotics they put it to insult the goddess. If you insult the goddess, she goes away from you. Supposing, say before me, somebody is misbehaving, I'll go away. Like that, to remove the attention. And the tantrism started. But we had no idea that tantrism is like that. We never see this thing. I myself went to Nepal with my children, my daughters, my husband, and we saw all the temples. We never saw anything erotic. Never saw. Then when I went to Gregor to write the book, he said, "Mother, it's everywhere." I said, "Where?" Well, they were some Japanese, you see, the zoom lenses, you see. With these...
Tripod.
No, what you have called? These ladders. They had brought all the ladders from Japan, you see. One after another. In India, you don't get this kind of ladder. Ladders put up there. Zoom lenses. Standing up. And somebody falling, somebody this. I said, "What are they doing?" He said, "They are taking photographs of these erotics." I said, at that point, what is made, who's going to see it? But these Japanese, I tell you, even somebody was doing work on this, I think, in Sistine Chapel, some Japanese. And he enlarged all the private parts of all the things. Everybody's. Can you believe these dirty people? So this is what it is. You see, we had an attack. We would not say no. But these tantrikas came in. Is on Advent is given these things.
Yes.
These tantrikas did come. And they did attack us. But we are innocent. We never knew these things at all. And in India, we don't know many things, I tell you. I did not know what was homosexual. I had no idea. And when, you see, somebody explained to me, I really didn't eat my food for 8 days. I couldn't believe there could be such people. And many people don't know there are such people. In India, I think at least 90% people don't know.
Yes.
At least.
Maybe 95.
Shimataji ha appena spiegato brevemente l'effetto del tantrismo sull'arte indiana ed appunto detto che il tantrismo ha capito come si poteva danneggiare i templi indiani ed allora ha cominciato a porre sculture erotiche sui templi indiani affinché la deità scappasse da questi templi, affinché scappasse l'energia positiva. E infatti se uno fa le cattive azioni di fronte a Shimataji se ne va e non c'è maniera migliore per scappare la positività. E allora adesso in Nepal ci sono tutti questi giapponesi che vanno lì con le scale, con le camere, con tutti gli zoom per fotografare tutte queste scene erotiche e gli indiani neanche se ne accorgono, a loro non interessa nulla tutte queste cose. E Shimataji solamente prima di venire in Occidente neanche sapeva cos'era l'omosessualità e il 99% degli indiani non sanno cos'è l'omosessualità perché loro non ce l'hanno, è solamente qui in Occidente che non abbiamo tutte queste cose. And Mava, just another thing. You know that in all Italy it's impossible to find a book about the Indian art. It's really impossible. But you can find a book about all the erotics art of India, about all erotics art of
Because
China.
we wanted. We did not know anything existed. We did not know anything existed like this. We had no idea anything was there. It's only in the West when we came, oh, this is Kama, this thing, what is this?
Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra. How many Indians have read this book, even heard about it? What is that? I mean, it's pornography. How can you have pornography? But here people are, I mean, I don't know what sort of people they are. Educated, uneducated, everybody doing pornography. Well, what is the level? I had never known there is a book written like that, Kama Sutra. This must be some Tantrika must have written long time back.
During the Gupta age, Mava.
Is it?
Yes, Mava.
Gupta age?
A little before the Gupta age. Because, the Gupta age was a really golden age with a lot of capitalism. It was the burning of capitalism in India. And
The
Gupta
business.
it cannot be because it was in the 7th century. The Tantrism took 6th century. After the birth of
Adi Shankaracharya.
Adi Shankaracharya. It took roots, real roots. It could be other.
Because
But it really took a complete form and in a very big way, Tantrism, after the 6th century, just to oust Shankaracharya. And then the Buddhists, they went into Tantric. And these Masonics are another Tantrics in the Occident. It's like that. It's Tantrism. But still, Indian people are very innocent. You won't find such people anywhere. Even Africans are not like that. No, Russians are not like that. They're very innocent. They don't understand. He's such a big man like that Modi. He's a stupid fool. He doesn't understand anything. He's worse than me.
completely innocent.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they remain potent till they die because they're so innocent. This is all bathroom culture.
Khajuraho.
Right?
Khajuraho.
Khajuraho, all that is. You see, we never even saw all this. You will be surprised. Khajuraho is the worst because the architect himself was a tantric. That's the worst. Khajuraho. No, not Khajuraho. Konarak. Konarak is the worst.
Konarak, yes, ma'am.
But Khajuraho, the king was a very bad man. The Khajuraho. And his disciples, his ministers were Jains. They wanted to have Jain temples. So to please the king, they said, all right, we'll have erotics outside. But they had to tell all kinds of stories to the artists. They had competition. Artists were very clever. You see, they made very thin erotic pictures. And gods and goddesses are very healthy, fat. And in one corner, see, I did not know where it was. I went throughout Khajuraho without saying anything. So I told one lady, I said, I've read there are erotics, what is that? I would like to see. So she came around in this corner, that corner. And one could not see because all the Europeans and all were so busy there.
And Mama, if you open our art book about India, you just see this picture.
Only
nothing more.
Khajuraho.
Only Khajuraho,
The
Mama.
Indian art on the book is only Khajuraho.
Can you imagine?
And Konarak. Khajuraho and Konarak.
And we don't even see these things. You know, we went with our daughter. Can you imagine? My husband, I mean, they won't even see a film together with my daughter. It's so shy. And we went to Nepal, we never knew. My son-in-law, who has been in so many days in Nepal, he did not know. Can you imagine? This is Roman, who seems to be a very intelligent man. He didn't know anything. But it is very far-fetched, you know. You have to really use zoom lenses to see that.
Yes, Mama. On the roof.
I mean, they can't understand. Of course, it entered into our sculpture and all that in 10th century, but not so visible. But they went to the another limit of things, these kings, some of them were very bad kings, but they were after the 7th century, and they did it. But we Indians don't know. I mean, I've read lots of Sanskrit. I should say my mother was a Sanskrit scholar, my father was a Sanskrit scholar, but they never knew there was a book called Kama Sutra. We never knew. I mean, it was like a pornography. I mean, you don't bring pornography for an educated man, do you? I mean, do you study pornography? Is it done here for research? Will you have?
They have art exhibitions of it. They have big art exhibitions of pornography and erotica.
For what? For
Art exhibitions in the big public galleries.
It's too hard.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Must be mad, actually. I mean, you mean to have, if you have PhDs on that, do you?
Probably.
Not only in Italy, Mama. In all Europe.
In Spain, I have been in Spain. In 1 week erotic culture. Yes, but organized by the government, really.
By
Spanish,
the
they have
government.
1 week, they have that red rat for the bull. And next week, they have this erotic. What can I do with them? Tell me, now I have to go to Spain.
I have been
After
in Spain,
Italy.
Mother,
Huh?
with Daniel. I have been in Spain
You can be.
2 months, and I found also a yogi.
So why don't you go and see there our
I will.
surgery?
I will.
Poor, this Dawn. He went with his wife. She's
In
Spanish.
Barcelona, I
She's now in Barcelona. But now we have a center also in Madrid, and we have Spanish people there.
He met them, Mama.
You met them?
I met and we surprised, and I convinced them to come to the Guru Puja. They come.
Very good.
I said, you must.
Nice people, very nice, poor things. But you see, the majority is nonsensical like that. They're so stupid. My husband went to Spain. They gave him a present of a erotic this thing, you see.
No.
He said, what is this? I said, who gave you? I said, there's something special for you. Very secretly they gave me. I said, this is erotic. He said, throw it away. These stupid people wanted to insult me. Same in Greece. In Greece, they gave him a erotic stuff, you see. To me, they gave me Mary's face. That's good, right? He said, what do they think me to be? And he threw it away.
They think it is intellectual. It is. They show their freedom, perhaps.
Freedom is what?
No, they
Bathroom.
said, Mother,
Bathroom freedom.
I think in all Spain, they said that now is a reaction after the Catholic Church with the previous government,
Franco.
which was forced them, oppressing them in all sense. Now is the reaction, they said, to the Catholic Church.
But that means you have no
Then
personality.
they do pornography, liberation, they drugs, everything is published. Even the minister said, why not to smoke marijuana? I smoke, he said, public. in every bar you have slot machines, in every bar.
Baba, now supposing you have a problem because of Catholic Church, they suppressed you. So must you become stupid? No, I mean you must have some personality of your own, isn't it? And whatever Catholic Church preached, there was nothing wrong in it. I don't think there was anything wrong. What they said was correct. But they did not give you the power to do it. The Catholic Church themselves did not have the power. Nor did they give you power to do that. After Surge Yoga, you will see it is very easy. You enjoy it, being virtuous, isn't it? Did you tell them?
Vuoi che li traduca io per la parte massonica, che l'ho capito bene, non so se lo traduci tu. May I translate to here because of the Masonic part? Quello che io ho percepito di madre più che una traduzione è che veramente la innocenza che hanno gli indiani non ce l'hanno, non esistono in Occidente, anche perché c'è tutta una serie di scuole, tra cui le masoniche, le cabalistiche, tutte le scuole esoteriche occidentali finiscono nel sesso, nel tantra, a muovere tutto quello. Quindi nasce tutta questa pornografia che veramente proprio ti porta dappertutto, quando per esempio la madre diceva che gli indiani non vedono la pornografia, va a finire che c'è, ma la persona pura non la vede, lei non sapeva che esistessero quei monumenti pornografici in India, per esempio. Non vedono. Invece gli occidentali sono tutti su quello. Ed è vero, ha ragione madre, tutte le scuole esoteriche degli occidenti, tutte, teosofie, massonerie, all is with sex. Tutti finiscono.
I mean, human beings have become nothing but sex points.
Yes. To make realization, you must transform your sexual energy into spirit.
See, I mean, even the dogs and the monkeys and the donkeys. What is so special about it? You see, people talk about sex here as in India, those who are, you see, what we call the eunuchs people.
Yeah.
The people who are third person.
Eunuch.
Hermaphrodites. You see, as they talk about having a child, that's how human beings talk here, like sex. Sex is so natural. What is so great about it? I just don't understand, really. I think these are important people who are, to them it is a great thing to talk about sex, perhaps. What is there to talk and to educate, and what is there? It's so natural. To be, first of all, you all become unnatural and then behave like unnatural people. It's all unnaturalness. That's why you are like this. Horrible it is. Absolutely horrifying. Despite all that, we produce more children than you do. We have potent men and women. We have very good married lives. And we enjoy everything that we have. What have you achieved out of your sex? Nothing. Divorce, rapist, this, that, prostitution.
Shmataji chiede cos'è che abbiamo poi raggiunto con la liberazione del sesso. Nulla. In India loro sono molto potenti, intendono nel senso sessuale, ma hanno tantissimi figli, stanno tutti bene, nella pura innocenza. E invece noi occidentali abbiamo solo raggiunto il divorzio, l'impotenza, l'omosessualità, un sacco di deviazioni che non esistono nella natura, sono cose assurde, non hanno senso. Non sappiamo che abbiamo perso.
Without Saja Yoga there is no solution, Srimati. Without Saja Yoga there is no solution. There is no
There's
solution.
no solution. No solution. No solution.
I mean, they have to realize
they are all going in a mass way to hell. Direct to hell.
I mean,
what are they becoming? Just think of it. It's sensational, this, that nonsense. As if like dead bodies, you see, they need sensations all the time.
But we were so blind that we couldn't see what we had lost. It's too much. How can we try to explain to the people what they had lost? It's too much.
It will happen. Gradually they will know.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk about their past. Forget the past. You see, gradually, because you develop innocence. You see.
Yes, ma'am.
Innocence comes into your eyes. You see, the relationships are so pure. So relationships are pure, no complications, nothing. It's so beautiful.
Traduci questo che è molto bello.
Shimataji ha detto che tutto viene molto spontaneamente. Guido giustamente ha osservato che non ci può essere soluzioni al di fuori di Sahaja Yoga perché uno è così cieco che non può capire quanto è importante l'innocenza. E Shimataji ha detto che tutto questo viene molto spontaneamente e che nella collettività Sahaja uno può accorgersi di quanto sia pura e quanto sia potente l'innocenza che uno di noi ha dentro, che viene messa fuori in una maniera così.
And with purity of relationship, only your married lives will be alright. Otherwise, every man, his wife is running with another woman, with another man, and the man is running with another woman. What sort of a morality you can have? Complete confusion.
I mean, it's a cycle.
Complete confusion is nonsense. It's nonsense. I can't understand this.
If everyone could understand Srimati.
I'll tell you, there's a gentleman. He became my Rakhi brother. You see, once he just tied a Rakhi to me. So I tied him a Rakhi because he had no sister. So he must be about 70 years of age or something. Once I was going to Bombay, to Delhi. So my husband said, all right, you better go with him because he's going by train. So he booked a coupe for both of us, you see. And we went together. I mean, he's my brother. So he's my brother for his wife, for my husband, everybody's my brother. And to each other also. And we went by coupe. And when we reached there, my husband came to receive with him some foreigners also. They were quite surprised. They said, are you divorced, Mr. Srivastava? I said, why? He said, she's coming out with another man. She said, that's her brother. Oh, brother. That doesn't look like her. He said, that's her brother. She's accepted him. But brother cannot travel in the same coupe under law. If there's a brother and a sister, they can't live in one room under law. What a filth it is. Can you imagine? There's no purity between real brothers and sisters. Here is just a brother, which a sort of a Rakhi brother. Imagine. And never goes into our heads, nothing, not even my husband's head or his wife's head or anything. Is that? So this is something surprising, that people don't understand that as you have to have rules and regulations for a good civic life, for good married life also there has to be certain rules and regulations which are to be respected.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
For your good married life, there has to be some rules and regulations.
Per il nostro matrimonio corretto ci devono essere alcune regole da seguire, assolutamente. È importante.
Otherwise, how can you have a good married life?
Se no,
That is not curbing yourself. Every freedom has to have certain rules and regulations so that the freedom is preserved. For the preservation of the freedom only. This is abandonment, license.
Maryada Purushottama.
Yes. Maryada Purushottama.
Definitely.
This is license. This is in no way freedom, it is license. It is abandonment. So see my point. This is in no way, this is freedom. What is freedom? The husband is worried about the wife worried about the husband. Actually, we are free people. Like my husband goes all over the world, I know for definite. He's not going to look at any woman. And he knows for me also. So we are free people, moving everywhere, happily.
This is the true freedom, Mara.
It's the true freedom.
And then it needs to be freedom.
Yes, we are the free people. Wherever, supposing now, he's there in my house, he comes. Even if he sleeps in the same bed, my husband won't doubt it. Won't doubt. He's like my son.
Of course.
My son-in-laws will come and sleep with me, you won't believe. They sleep on the same bed. Just hug me, mommy, mommy. Nobody says anything. Nobody even can think, doesn't go into our heads. I can't understand. With all this thinking, if people have become mad like this, just sex points. I mean, you have reduced yourself to nothing but sex point. Think of it, what a degradation.
We were like that before the realization.
But now you have become Sri Ganeshas. You all have become Sri Ganeshas, you have become such great people now.
But I think still I can't forgive the English for what they did to you.
Then we find.
It's still here. It's still here in the Agya.
Mary, English people now has in South America people are strangely react against English people just because of Malvinas.
Like what?
The war that they done to Argentina.
I didn't follow.
Yes, the war.
Argentina.
Yes, Argentina war with England at the Maldives Island.
That one was, people don't like them.
And I have seen in all South America, I usually go by my job. And I really feel
That was stupid of us. That was stupid
all
of us.
people really has inside there.
That was very stupid. She was Germans were teaching them, and they had those goose steps. You know what is the goose step? Is left, right, left, right. And I asked them, I said, how is it you know all this? They kept quiet. I said, this is German. And there are lots of Germans who had built up their bases there. It's a horrible Germans. So in a way, it is, I agree that they should not have. But Argentina is safe now. Because these Germans would have really finished them.
On Friday, I had been in Buenos Aires because I came to the puja. And I feel now there is a group waiting you or maybe waiting me to make the decision. I spoke about you, I'm really waiting.
They'll get it. They'll get it.
No.
Because you see, their prestige have gone up. Argentina is in the UN and all that. They have not lost much prestige. English have lost prestige more. But the Germans are finished.
Completely.
That's good. Because they were horrible people there, Germans. And Germans were training all their military, all their navy, everything. They had built a huge big barricade. I have seen myself. And I was quite frightened. So in a way it's good.
This way?
In a way it's good. In a way also Argentina has now lost in prestige. So it's all right. Doesn't matter. In the war, though English have won the war, Argentina has not lost its face. No doubt. People feel that Argentina was not wrong in keeping Falkland. And still there is a lot of reaction against Mrs. Thatcher. The other day they were asking her, how did you bombard that ship? Right?
The truth of the real aggressiveness is coming out now in the war files. It's all being exposed as to how they overdid the boundaries of normal defense.
Yes, when she had changed the course also, the ship, they went and bombarded in 265 this thing. So all this is prestige-wise you have not lost. But these Germans are reduced. I am very happy about it. Because these Germans, if you allow them to grow like that.
Now they are still in Chile, mother. Now. They are still in Chile now. Chile.
They have moved in Chile.
So they are now there, with Pinochet and all these people are doing the same. It's the same kind of thing.
But Chile people are also, Chile government is very, very tough government.
Sri Mataji, they'd like to give you dinner now.
All right. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
It's my expression way. The other I cannot so well.
I'm going to eat what you brought for me. But you have